Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into something that is a total game changer for freelancers, how you can stop competing on price and start commanding some seriously premium rates. So let's get right into the playbook for transforming your freelance business.
Okay, so let's just jump right in and look at the difference here. On one side, you've got the generalist. I build websites. $500, fine. But on the other side, you've got the specialist. I build Shopify sites for skincare brands. $2,500 or more. And here's the crazy part. The core skill is exactly the same, but the positioning, the authority, and of course the income are just worlds apart.
So this really begs the question, right? I want you to think about your own freelance work for a second. Does this feel a little too familiar? Are you maybe stuck in what we call the generalist trap?
Let's dig into the core problem. I like to call it the commodity curse. This is exactly what happens when you try to be everything to everyone. You think you're making yourself more appealing, but what you're really doing is turning yourself into a commodity, easily replaced and always compared on price.
So, what exactly is the generalist trap? Well, here's the definition. It's when you're offering these super broad services to, well, pretty much anyone with a pulse and a budget. And the result? It's brutal. You never build up that expert status in any one area. And you find yourself constantly swimming in this huge, crowded sea of competition. And this, right here, this is the painful reality of being stuck in that trap. You get treated like you're just another cog in the machine, totally interchangeable. You're forced to compete on price, constantly lowballing just to land a gig. You know that feeling of being constantly ghosted by potential clients? Yeah, that's part of it. And because you do a bit of everything, clients just don't see you as a true expert in anything. It's a really frustrating cycle.
Okay, enough doom and gloom, right? The good news is there is a clear way out of this. So let's flip the script and talk about the solution. Let's look at how you can actually charge way more by focusing on doing less.
This is absolutely the most critical part. It's a total mindset shift. Your goal is no longer to be one of many options for anybody who might need your skills. Your new mission is to become the only logical choice for a very specific type of client who has a very specific problem. So how do you actually find that perfect niche? Well, it's not rocket science. It boils down to this really simple three-step framework. Step 1, find the pain. I'm talking about a real, expensive problem that's costing a group of clients money every single day. Step 2, make sure those clients have the ability to pay for a real solution. And step 3, apply your very best skill to solve that exact pain point. Where those three things intersect, that's where the magic happens.
All right, so you found your niche. Awesome. You're officially a specialist. But, and this is a big but, your work is not done yet. To really command those specialist rates, you need to look, act, and operate like one. It's time to build your professional playbook.
I mean, this slide pretty much says it all, right? You can have the best pitch in the world, call yourself a high-end expert, but if your back-end operations are a hot mess of spreadsheets and messy email threads, that professional image just crumbles instantly. So, first things first in the playbook, you've got to clean up your workspace. It's like the difference between a surgeon's perfectly organized toolkit and, a messy garage where you can't find anything. Creating dedicated, separate workspaces for your clients or your different niches keeps you organized and looking like a total pro. Next up, and this one is huge, stop selling your time. Specialists do not sell hours, they sell outcomes. And the way you do that is by productizing your service. So instead of just a vague hourly rate, you create these clearly defined packages, things like a website SEO audit or a content strategy retainer. It makes your value crystal clear and shifts the whole conversation away from time and towards results. And finally, step 3, you have to look the part. Seriously, every little detail matters. Think about it. An invoice from freelancer123@gmail.com just screams amateur, doesn't it? But an invoice that comes from invoices@yourbusiness.com, that instantly signals credibility and professionalism. It's a small detail that makes a huge difference.
Okay, so all of this sounds great in theory, but does it actually work? Let's get to the good part and look at the actual data, the real-world proof behind this transformation.
Wow. Okay, just look at this. This chart shows you the real-world impact on your cash flow. Generalists often wait around 21 days to get paid, but specialists, because they're seen as essential experts, get paid in just 7 days on average. Getting paid 3 times faster, that is a massive win for any freelancer.
And it's not just about getting paid faster. Think about the time you get back. When you use the right tools to automate all that boring admin stuff like invoicing and follow-ups, you can save over 10 hours a week. That's time you can put back into growing your business. Or, maybe just taking a day off for once. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Check out what Alexandra Chen from Digital Bloom Agency has to say. They're processing 300% more invoices with half the effort. And you see that? She specifically calls out that multi-workspace feature we mentioned. Pure genius. That's powerful stuff.
And here's another one. This time from Marcus Rodriguez, a solo consultant. For him, it was all about gaining that professional edge. His clients notice the difference, and he gets to benefit from the automation behind the scenes. He flat out calls it a game changer. You can't get a better endorsement than that. And one more, just to really drive the point home. Priya Patel, a CEO, is backing up the data we just saw. Her company is seeing a 40% faster payment cycle. That's not some vague feeling, that's a direct, measurable impact on the company's bank account.
So that brings us full circle right back to where we started. It all comes down to a choice. After seeing the huge difference in income, the painful reality of the generalist trap, and the clear playbook to become an expert, the real question you have to ask yourself isn't just, what do I do? It's, who do I want to be? Are you a generalist, or are you ready to become a specialist? The choice is yours.